Oh, sorry about that, guys. Oh my. Oh,
Hello.
oh, sorry. Thank God we are back. I'm very sorry about that. That was my network.
No
Sorry, guys.
problem.
Sorry, guys, for the breaking transmission. Wow, it was just sudden. I never saw that coming. So, but yeah, I think we can just go on. Yeah, let's go.
Sure thing.
Yes. Okay, so I believe I remember you were talking to us about the programs available in Ibat. You said no matter the level of education you have, like no matter your academic background, there is a place for you in Ibat. Even if it is high school, if you have a bachelor's degree, if it's high school, you can go for a foundation. If it's bachelor's degree, you can go for master's. And then we're talking about a master's in business administration or business management. You said there's something you said I want you to just reiterate. Even if you don't have the background in business, you can do it. Like it's a sort of conversion program. I just wanted to confirm that. Is it a sort of conversion program for people without backgrounds? Did you
Yes,
get?
exactly. So
Okay.
the no, you understood perfect. That's exactly what it is. The MSc in business management is designed for people who have never studied business before, but now they want to expand their academic portfolio to include business. So that means if you have studied business for your bachelor's, unfortunately you can't study this program. So it's
Oh,
only for people who have studied, for example, law or engineering
oh,
or agriculture or IT, that they have never studied business before, but now they want to expand and include business to study at master's level. This is the course for them. And it's a great program. It also offers the second semester, we have work placement experience, so they can get real life experience working in a business in Ireland as well as attending class. And that's great for your CV as well to say, yes, I've completed my master's and I also have work experience too. The great thing about all of our classes at IBAT College is we know that you need a work and study balance in life. So all of the classes, their timetable is 3 days per week. And so then the other 4 days, you can study or you can work part time or you can relax or you can travel. And we have an amazing careers team as well that will help students if they do want to find a part time job or an internship or just to practice for when they do graduate to get the best employment options possible. So you have to meet with our careers team 4 times during your studies.
wow.
So the first thing they'll work on with you is your CV. We'll make it really attractive for the Irish market, adding in those phrases and those skill sets so the employer will know straight away, this is the person I want to hire. The next thing the careers team will help with is your LinkedIn profile, because a lot of the HR companies right now, they're using specific wording to find the prospective employee that they're looking for. So we'll be able to give you some information on how to jazz up your LinkedIn profile as well. Another thing that I really like that the careers team do is they actually conduct mock interviews. So that's you pretending that you're having a real interview with a member of the team. That's so good for students' confidence, because sometimes a student doesn't even know, how many fantastic, and skills that they have. For a student actually, speaking that into existence and saying, actually, I have studied this, I have worked at that, I know how to do these things, I would be a great candidate. And then the last thing that they do as well, I suppose two things. One, if you would like, we will pair you with a mentor. So the mentor is an industry professional who works in a similar sector to you, where you want to work. Um, And we'll also organize visits to companies and invite employers into Ibat. So Ibat is small, but one of our biggest benefits is that we have over 200 industry partnerships. So that means we know and work with a lot of companies that are operating out of Ireland. And a lot of our lecture team are also working or have worked in those companies. So they have connections with these places. And honestly, this is where the international students excel. They do better than any of the local Irish students because they have the confidence, they have the drive. You
Mm.
have decided to move to a whole new country, a
Yes.
whole new culture. Like, this takes a lot of tenacity and bravery.
Of
And that
course.
shows when you're presenting yourself to interviewers. You're not shy and mumbling in the background. You're going, no, I worked for this. I traveled for this. I deserve this. And that is so attractive to a candidate
Wow.
and to an employer, you know? So, like, the recipe is there to bake the cake, and it will be there to support you from day one, once you enter the building, to graduation, when we'll all be crying and you have your employment letter.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I can see a lot of people are excited about this. I'm also very excited about it because it seems like you're even walking the student through the process and then are like, okay, let's hold your hand through you are not just leaving students to just go out there and find their way. Wow, this is very interesting and great. Thank you so much for that. I can't even start recapping how much information I have taken in because it's really a lot and it's educative. Thank you so much. So briefly, yes, we have talked about the admissions, the programs, the requirements, the perks, the opportunities. You have even briefed, I understand I have even talked about the opportunities for international students, even after their study, that they can easily get a job. You even guide them through the process of getting a job, which is very fantastic. So let's talk about the visa. Let's talk about visa.
Yes,
Yes.
the
So
hottest, the
yes,
mm.
yes. Please go ahead. So I just want to know that is there any form of support before we even get to Ireland, or is it, or does the support start only when students land in Ireland? So I just wanted to touch about that part. Thank you.
1,000,000%. Because as important as it is to get your offer letter, it's also equally important for you to be able to get a successful visa approval. So we know the embassy in Abuja is, you know, it's a tough spot. They want to see the best
Yeah.
applications, full applications,
Yes.
bulletproof applications. So we're there to help you from the day that the student decides that they would like to study at IBAT. So if you send me the admissions documents and I say, this is a great student, but I don't think that they would get their visa approved, we'll stop there. Because if you get your visa rejected, you have to announce that any time in the future you have to go and apply for a visa, and that's not fair on a student. So it's so important to be able to have that support from the get-go. So if we review the documents and the admissions team is happy to offer a place at IBAT, then we will speak with not only the agent partner but also the student about how to prepare the best visa application possible. So I have a tip, I have a document full of tips on how to submit a really strong visa application.
Wow.
We also organize webinars with you and the students and their families to go through step by step the visa application.
Wow.
The two biggest barriers, I suppose, are your statement of purpose is the letter that you write. And
Yes.
in that letter, you need to write, why did you choose IBAT and Ireland? What led you to this point in your life? For example, you know, what have you studied up until now, or what have you worked in until now that's made you decide to pursue this degree? And then what will you do after you graduate? What's your plan? So they really want to see a beginning, a middle, and an end. So we'll work together on preparing that statement of purpose, that letter. And then the second thing is the finances. So the financials are a really important document because the embassy wants to know that you can support yourself when you are studying in Ireland. You will have enough pocket money to, you know, to buy food, to pay your rent, and to travel around Ireland comfortably during the year or years of your studies. So we need to make sure that the student has up-to-date financial documents. And if you're being sponsored by, you know, a member of your family or somebody in your community, to make sure that you can prove that you have a valid relationship with that person and that they have the funds to support you. So we'll go through all of that in detail, include the person's birth certificate, the passport, passport,
Wow.
photographs together
Wow.
to show. We'll go through all of that, very specifically to make sure that you have the best chance of getting your visa approved. Now, I
Wow.
will say what I've noticed in the last few years is applications for masters are more successful than applications for bachelors. And when we dig into that, the reason seems to be if someone is over the age of 25 years old, usually they're not successful with getting their visa for a bachelor's program because the visa officer thinks that's actually a little too mature of an age to be studying a bachelor's now. So you'd have to prove very strongly why you want to pursue a bachelor's if you're over 25 years old.
Understood.
So in that case, I usually recommend a student considers the master's program.
Oh, oh.
And likewise for the masters, if you're over 35 years old, that's going to be difficult to prove to a visa officer that you've decided now at 35 or 36 you want to pursue your masters. So it's really good if you have a student who's in those age ranges and also has, the academic background and work experience as well. Because when I mentioned earlier that we have the bachelor's in business, that's a 3-year program. But if you have studied any business subjects before, or you have work experience in the business sector, we can take that into account too. And we could offer perhaps the second year or year 3 of the studies. So you don't need to do a full
Wow.
3-year program.
I see.
So
Wow.
if there's a way, if there's an avenue, we'll be there.
Wow.
We'll find it. We'll support you. And we want visa success for you, for your students, and for us, because it all ties in together. If you're winning, we're winning, and we don't want to upset our friends at the visa office because they're very strict.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, wow, that's very great. Thank you so much for that explanation. The way you break it down, it actually makes it very understandable. Like I don't even have any question by the way after all the explanations you have made. Thank you so much. You said you support, you review the documents, and guys, I believe you are following us. I can see some questions in the chat box. I believe we have answered some of the questions regarding visa, regarding the programs, regarding how to sign up. Okay, someone asked how to sign up earlier. Then let me just tell you, if you want to sign up, you can go to our Unicollege portal, www.unicollegelink.com. The programs available in Ibat College are there on the portal. You can sign up, apply. We take it up from there and we walk you through the process, just like see you land in Ireland. And I believe when you get to Ireland, it's not like you are even left alone, just as we have heard. It's not like, okay, I've landed, there's no more support till you even get your job. That is the support you get. You can see that Ibat College, the school is actually one that cares a lot about students, not just about themselves, not just about the value they get from the student. They also give back value into the student. So you can be rest assured you're getting value for your money. So briefly, I want you to just tell us how affordable is it? Because when we are talking about studying abroad, many people are always scared about schools are expensive because of the cost of tuition. Because is Ibat College affordable? Is it?
Of course, the most important question is what are the tuition fees, because it's a huge commitment financially. So I will say IBAT has very cost-effective prices for our programs. So I will go through the tuition fee with you, but before I give the details of the cost of each course, I just want to go through something that is in relation to the visa
Okay.
application. So when you apply for a study visa to Ireland, you need to show that you have paid at least €6,000 of your tuition fee. So they need that receipt in the visa office to say, yes, I have paid 6,000. Here you go. Here's the proof. So that's what we would require from all students as well. Once we receive the tuition fee of at least €6,000, then we'll be able to issue you your letter of acceptance
Yeah.
for your visa.
Visa.
Now, IBAT College will also offer medical insurance because any student who is studying in Ireland will need medical insurance. So our medical insurance for 1 year costs €130. So what I recommend to all students is if you can pay €6,130, you'll
Yeah.
be able to apply for your visa
Wow.
and you'll also have your medical insurance. You don't need to worry about that.
Okay.
And then for the rest of the tuition fee, then you can pay that in installments until the first day of classes. So you need to pay the full year tuition fee before the first day of the classes. So now let us go through the actual cost
Okay.
of the courses, most importantly. So the first program I mentioned, our foundation program, this is called the Certificate in Access to Higher Education. This is a 1 year program and the tuition is €6,500.
Wow.
Now, if you add on the medical insurance, that makes it 6,728. Sorry, my maths is terrible. But
It's
I
fine.
will
It's
send you
fine.
the details of all
Yeah.
of the costs and the breakdowns as well. For our next program, which is the Bachelor of Arts in
Okay.
Business, so that's the 3 year undergraduate program, that costs €6,750
Wow.
tuition fee. And then add on top of that is €130. Now,
Okay.
because the bachelor's program is 3 years total,
Mm-hmm.
for year 2 and year 3, you can get a progression discount.
Wow.
So if you passed all of your modules, you've got really good grades, we can give a discount
Wow.
for year 2 or year 3. And then on to the master's programs. So the tuition for the masters is €12,500, and then adding on top of that would be €130 for the medical insurance. Now, you do not have to choose the Ibat medical insurance. It's totally up to you. We just find it convenient for students to have their medical insurance and their offer letter all together from Ibat College. But if you would like some alternative medical insurance providers, I can give you a list that's accepted by the Irish Visa Office and that will cover students for a year. Because we know health is very personal and it's always about your preference.
Yes. Wow. 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 Guys, I believe you can see our affordable Hybert College is wow, 6,000, 6,500, 12,000 for masters, and then that bachelor's degree actually even sparked my interest. I talk about because I know there's something people would like to know about. Do you offer maybe any scholarship? Are there entrance scholarships for students when they sign up? Maybe when you assess them, are there entrance scholarships or discount that applies, or the tuitions are fixed?
Oh, we are announcing scholarships early next year. So I will let you know what scholarships are available.
Oh, wow.
But for the moment, what we can do is and this is really frustrating. I sincerely apologize, but the Irish Visa Office still requires that you provide an English language test for the visa. I hate it. I know it's an insult and it shouldn't be asked. Because
Yeah.
English is clearly it's the native language of these
Yes.
students. They speak it every day. It's not fair. But what we can do is students who enroll successfully with us, we can reimburse the cost of a Duolingo
Wow.
test. So
Wow.
I know it's not much. It's what is it? Is it $49 for Duolingo test? But Duolingo is quick, it's cost effective, and it's accepted by the visa office. So for your English language test, that's great.
Wow.
One thing that we have actually pushed for admissions is if someone has completed their WIAC in the last 5 years and received a C6 or less, or higher,
Okay. Yeah.
then they don't need an English test for their bachelor's.
Wow.
So no, don't worry, no IELTS again. Duolingo is accepted.
Yeah.
Or if you have done your WIAC in the last 5 years,
It's
and
okay.
you're applying for the bachelor's, then you don't need an English test.
Wow. Wow. Guys, I believe you heard that. Even though I've seen the question, like the questions have been flowing. Hope there won't be English language test for Nigerians. Okay, yes. Even though the school does not mandate the English language test, it's right. It's actually an important part of your visa application. But then you don't have to go for the IELTS. Yes, if it is, we believe it might be a
No, IELTS is way too
yeah,
expensive.
it's
Do
very
the
exactly.
Duolingo. It's
Yeah,
cheaper.
exactly. You can hear that. Like you can do the Duolingo, so it's the same equivalent. So it doesn't have to be one. You can do the Duolingo, get your score, and then yes, you are good to go. Okay. I think like covered basically the questions I have. I think we can just go through the comment section. I believe a lot of questions are there that we have to answer. Someone said no. I said no. There is actually English language test requirement. How many months bank statement? Okay, please can you just talk about this briefly? The proof of funds that they have to show, the living cost, like how many months does they have to stay in the account before they can apply for the visa?
Absolutely. And such a great and important question. So you need to pay at least €6,000 of the tuition fee, and you also need to show that you have access to at least €10,000 for the year of your studies. And that would be shown either in your last 6 months of your bank statements. So you need to show 6 months of bank statements. And you can also show your finances as well as the bank statements through either a scholarship fund or from a loan or from the sale of property, for example. So you don't have to show that you have access to €10,000 right now. You just need to show that you will be able to obtain up to that amount for the 12 months of study. But don't worry, I know this is such a lot of information. I will send the details of what you need to show for your visa, how to apply for a place at Ibat, and also what the steps are for completing your application to enrollment with us. And also, I'd love to do more of these because they're so helpful, and it's really great
Wow,
to speak
wow.
with everybody and see the kind of questions that you're all asking.
Yes. Wow, thank you so much. I'm very excited that you're also excited you are coming back for this. Thank you
I
so
am
much for
excited
you.
too.
Yeah, thank
Oh.
you so much for this. Yeah, people have been asking about the link. Okay, you can sign up. I mentioned this earlier. You can sign up on our Unique College Link portal. We take up your application from there. If you don't know the website, it's in the chat box. I can see it has been dropped in the chat box. Just copy the link, go to the Unique College portal, check through the programs you that are there on the portal for Ibat College. You'll find your desired program, then sign up, then we take up your application and submit. Then you know that you are in good hands. Okay, so let me see if we have any other question that we have not answered in the comments. Um, okay. Okay, with master's program, can someone travel with family?
Oh, that's a really important question. So, the good news is that when you graduate from a program at IBAT College, you will get a post-study visa. And if you graduate from your master's, you can stay in Ireland for 2 years and look for a job. So most of our students will find a job within 6 months to 9 months of graduation, and then their employer will sponsor their work permit. So with the work permit, yes, you can bring over your family, and not only that, your dependents, so for example, your wife or your husband, they can actually start to work
Wow.
immediately. So the name of that work permit is the Critical Skills Work Permit. And I will send you the link to that because it's great to check out the critical skills list. And I can show you how the programs at IBAT College align to, excuse me, they align to what's listed on the critical skills list.
Wow.
So while you're studying, while you're a student, unfortunately, you cannot bring your family over, but your work permit, absolutely.
Wow, wow. Thank you.
Oh, I
If there are any other
wish.
questions. Oh,
So
do they ask?
HND,
Okay.
excuse me, the HND, that equates to a level 7 on the Irish National Framework. So what you can do is what I call it the 2 years masters. You can do the final year of a bachelor's program, and then you can do your master's. And because you are progressing, you can get a progression discount from completing your bachelor's and then going on to your master's. So it means you get 2 degrees. I know it's a little longer. You have to do 2 years of study, but it's great. You get 2 degrees, from a European country, and in Ireland, and it's great for your CV and your future employment opportunities.
Wow. So the question has been answered. If you have HND, unfortunately, you might not be able to apply for a direct master's, but then you can do like 1 year bachelor's, just the last year of the bachelor's year. I believe I got that right. Then you can proceed for your master's, even though it takes a little bit longer. But then you have the advantage of getting 2 degrees from both your country and then in Ireland, then proceeding for your master's degree. So that is the option for HND. So you can see that no matter the level of education you have attained, no matter the level that you are right now, there's a place for you in Ibat College. So and if you want to travel abroad in 2025, the time to start is now. Don't wait till the year comes. You can start now. You can sign up even tonight. Why do you have to wait when you can start right now? Like, just go to the Uni College link portal. You can also send a DM to any of our accounts. They will respond to me, actually respond to you, and then we take up your application, walk you through the process till you land in Ireland, till you get your job, till you are even able to bring your family to Ireland. So someone actually asked, what are the next available intakes for the
Oh,
visa?
yes, the most important question. So, we're actually accepting applications right now for our intakes in April 2025 and in September 2025. So, you will expect to get your offer letter from IBAT within about 7 working days. And then you should apply for your visa 3 to 4 months before the classes start. So if you want to join us for April, I recommend applying as soon as
Now,
possible so we can
like
help
now,
you prepare your visa.
yes, the best time was yesterday. The next best time is today. So if you have not started, you can get started right now. If you want to meet up with the April intake, you can still meet up with the April intake. But if you want to opt for the September intake, there is also the September intake. And I believe the application have started for September intake, if I'm right. Have you started accepting? Yes. Oh, okay. So
Yes, absolutely. Applications are open for the September
wow.
intake, so you can prepare everything now.
Yeah, so that gives you ample time to prepare in case you might be feeling okay, my bank statement will not be ready. You can start the September intake, and then did you hear the turnaround time for getting an offer? She said even within 7 working days you can get your offer. So why not start now? Why not like take the bold step? If there's any other question you want us to answer, please drop them in the comment section as we are rounding up. Someone has, are there PhD opportunities in the school?
No, unfortunately, we don't have PhD opportunities at the moment in IBAT College. But I hope in the future we will be able to offer them as well. We
Hopefully.
do have amazing master's programs, bachelor's, and foundation options, though, at the moment.
Oh, wow, that's great. So I believe that question has been answered. And then I think this question is asking about if the tuition is refundable. Let's say in case of a visa denial, can they get
Oh,
a refund?
of course. So we'll light a candle that that does not happen. But in the unlikely event that your visa is rejected, you have two options. You can either appeal the decision, and that means you can resend your documents and include updated documents to appeal, and then hopefully they will approve your visa, or you can ask for a refund. So if you have been rejected for your visa, we need to see the letter from the embassy that says why your visa was rejected, and then you will submit a refund request form. And that means all the tuition will be refunded to you except €250. That will be retained by IBAT College because that is an administrative fee. But for the rest of it, all the rest of the tuition will be refunded to you within 20 days. But fingers crossed, we won't have any visa refusals
Yes,
and
yes,
you won't have to worry about any refunds. But in the
yes,
case that
yes.
there is a visa refusal, we will get the money back to
Wow.
you. Yes, don't worry.
Yeah, that's actually great because it's one question student has, okay, if I pay and I don't get, even though the likelihood of you not getting your visa is very slim because like she said, the school will actually like check through your documents, ensure you are submitting the right application so that you get a higher chance of getting your visa approved. But just in case, let's say it just happened that your visa is denied, you get your refund just less €250 administrative fee, which is reasonable enough. So, guys, I think we have touched all the questions. If I'm right, I just hope I did not miss any question from the chat box. But if there are, maybe there are, you have any questions, maybe there are questions you have that we did not talk about and you still need clarity, you can always reach out to us at Uni College You can reach out to us with your questions. You can ask, you can just feel free to reach out, ask questions, seek clarity. Anyhow, anyway, we are going to give you the best support we can. Okay, I think I can see a question here, and this would be the last question we are taking for the evening before we call it a day. This question says, what is my chances of getting Highland visa? I have a UK ban. Oh, I think this applicant is talking about the chance of getting a visa to Highland after like getting a UK ban. So
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. So, to be honest, without seeing the documents, I couldn't confirm. But what you just need to do is you need to announce when you apply for your visa to Ireland, you need to say, yes, I have received a ban from the UK because of this reason. And then you can also include perhaps it was because of finance. So you could say, I received a ban from the UK because of issues with finance, but now I have saved my money and I have been working, so I have strong finances now. And so you can include those financial documents to show. But that's usually it is accepted once you explain it. But if you don't announce, if you don't tell them that you have a visa rejection from somewhere else, then the Irish embassy will immediately ban. So don't be ashamed, just let them know, and then explain it, what happened, and then what you have done since to remedy that, and then that should be totally
wow,
fine. We have that often with students from Pakistan. They've had visa rejections from the Netherlands or from Germany, perhaps because of finance or education, but then they've worked on that in their home country, and then they've got successful visas to Ireland. So it is, there is a positive outcome. Just don't be shy, don't hide it, just let them know all the information. The more details, the better. So
yeah,
hopefully, um but if there are for other reasons, we can all have a chat together, you, me, and the student, and see if they could be a good candidate for a visa to Ireland. Because I don't want you to go through the heartache and the process if it doesn't look like it is possible. Oh, and sorry, I see one more question there about can you work? Yes. So any student in Ireland can work while they are studying. So when you have classes, so during the academic calendar, you can work for 20 hours every week. And then during the holidays, so Christmas time and the summer vacations, you can work full time, which is 40 hours per week. So, and we can help you find a part-time job, no problem. Honestly, where Ibat is located is so central. So a lot of the companies often come to us and say, hi, do you have any students who'd like a part-time job? So
wow,
you'll find plenty of options. And the great thing is Ireland has one of the highest minimum wages in Europe. So from January, it will be €13.50 per hour. And that's the minimum an employer can pay someone. But honestly, a lot of our students are getting higher than that. They're getting 15, €16 per hour. The best place I'm finding is for students to work in a cafe because they finish early. They finish at 5 p.m. from the cafe, and they get tips on top of their standard wages. But honestly, there's plenty of options and opportunities available, and we'll be able to help with anything relating to finding a part-time job. If you're unsure about accommodation, we can give you recommendations. The support is there. IBAT's small, but it's a good thing that it's small because everyone knows each other and is really friendly.
wow, wow. Wow, that's so great and interesting. Thank you so much for your answers. Thank you so much for your time this evening. Like I believe a lot of people have gained a lot, including myself. So, before we round up the session, do you have any final word for us? Is there anything you want to say to us as we plan to join Ibat College?
Oh gosh, well, I'll try and condense it. So Irish people are talkers. We just talk all the time. So I'll try and keep it short. But one thing that has been just one of the biggest and best things in Irish society in the last number of years is seeing more multinationalism in the country. So with the rise of the African Professional Network in Ireland, seeing Nigerian graduates being front and center as business analysts, as team leaders, getting to experience the cuisine in Ireland. Mama She is a Nigerian chef, and her food is actually sold at our nationwide supermarkets. We have Grammy nominated, artists who are Nigerian Irish. The second generation of like Irish students is very, very noticeable around the country. So you will be studying away from home, but you'll also encounter a new kind of culture within Ireland that's reminiscent to home.
Yeah.
And you'll be warmly welcomed because Ireland is known as the land of a thousand welcomes.
Yeah.
It's a little bit cold, but we make up for that with the warm hearts and friendliness. So I definitely would love for you all to join us for our next intakes. And if you need any support, reach out. We're always available. So that's kind of all from me. But if you have any questions, keep in touch and let me know.
Yeah, thank you so much once again. Like, it's really an interesting evening. Like, very, very interesting and expository. Like, I am very grateful for your time. Thank you for your time, and I know a lot of people have benefited a lot from this session. Definitely, we are going to bring you back another time, and it will be a great, a great opportunity and an exciting time with you again. So, hi guys, thank you so much for staying tuned to the end. Thank you so much for joining and for staying with us through this session this evening. Don't forget, you can sign up for any of your desired program. No matter the program you are interested in, you can go on www.unicollegelink.com. You can sign up. You can reach out to any of our accounts, ask your questions, make your findings. If there's any other question that you have that has not been answered this evening, you can just ask your question so that we can clarify them. Then you can kickstart your application process to Ibat College. As she said Ibat College is a home away from home, so you won't really miss much when you travel to Ibat College. So and this brings us to the end of our session this evening. Don't forget, we are actually encouraging you to sign up so that you can achieve your study abroad goals in 2025. The time to start is right now. Don't wait, don't procrastinate. If you want to sleep on it, you might wake up and get discouraged again, but then the time to start is right now. Don't be scared. You have support all through your journey. And I wish you all the best. And I want to wish you Ms. Kiara, thank you so much for your time once again. It's really a wonderful time with you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And to all our viewers, our listeners, and everyone that joined us today, thank you so much, and stay tuned to the next time we bring to you more exciting topics about studying in Ireland, about Ibat College, and about how you can achieve your study abroad goals. Stay tuned, stay blessed. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
bye. Yes.